World Warriors, Alexander, Kareem, Sinatra. Who else is here? We got some new people in here. Hello, Stephen, Richard, Ryan, Hugo, how are you? Okay, so ECB day.
Good morning, Dale.
Hey, how are you, Kman?
Yeah, all good. Yourself?
Well,
Tell me.
I have COVID.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So anyway.
Wait, what?
Short one, man. Hopefully it's
Is
a
it
short one, a light one.
First
Huh?
time? Is it first
Yeah.
time?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any symptoms?
Yeah, I'm starting to get symptoms.
Okay.
Anyway, I have some antivirals on the side.
You know, that's I was just gonna say, Dale, I took antivirals and both my wife and I had it. She was unvaccinated. I was vaccinated. We both had the exact you couldn't even tell the difference between the two of us. But I did take antivirals, my wife did not, and I did recover a lot quicker. Very quickly actually taking those. So just
okay. Did you like right away when you knew you had it, you started them?
Yep. Same day I tested positive, and I got my mother-in-law.
Yeah,
she's a physician, so she got those to me, and or I went and picked them up, and I felt better 2 days later. So it was important.
Okay, so appreciate the medical advice, and now the show must go on. Right, so ECB, pound under pressure, euro holding into the ECB, euro pound accelerating again, still looks great. Are we going to be buying a break on a quarter point increase, guys? Say for example, in Aussie, would you like it around 68 to at the most 67.40 on any dollar pullback? I'm starting to think the dollar peaked, or even if it didn't, we're going to have one more decline, some type of failing rally in here. So I might use negative reaction to, them being not as hawkish as people want them to be to buy a dip, and looking at some fib levels. Yesterday it held 38. Maybe we could get down to halfway back or something like that. What are your thoughts? Okay.
It could be a good call, Dale, because if ECB really disappoints, then assuming that ECB really disappoints, euro crosses should be under pressure, and picking up other currencies versus dollar might be a nice trick to play today.
Okay.
Hey, and I was looking at some of those crosses, and good morning, Kman, and good morning, everybody else. Sorry, Dale, I said something to you, and then I had to step away from my desk for just a few minutes. Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys, when did they change the ECB times? This was like kind of when I woke up, I was like, hey, wait a second. You just assume it's always going to be at the same time, and then I looked at the calendar, I was like, what the hell? When did that happen?
They announced it a few weeks ago.
Oh, it's those are those little details that since we're paying attention to all of these, pieces of data, all the time, you don't really think about that. Like I don't go through the economic calendar every week and go, hey, why is this a half an hour difference than when it usually is? It's one of those things you just, until it's the day of, you're like, whoa, when did that happen?
They're sneaking things in. Remember yesterday, if you listen to Luke, he didn't even know, and he follows these things with a microscope, that there was a G20 meeting, I don't know, about 4 or 5 days ago or 7 days ago, right?
Well, Luke Groman is slipping, and he should be taken out to the square. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, those little. What's that?
Out to pasture.
Yeah, out to pasture. Take Luke Groman out to pasture. He's irrelevant. No, just joking about that. He's awesome. But yeah, those little things, and we all, we've been participating in the market for so many decades now. Those are the little things that you're like, hey, wait a second, and you don't catch them until it's right upon you, and you're like, whoa, I wasn't even expecting that. But hey, we're going to get this rate decision like literally in a couple minutes. And so I was gonna say,
Grab the charts, bro.
yeah, I'll take the charts, but let's go around the robin really quick and get some opinions. And since Kman, you were the first one speaking, let's start with you. And you have, we have just literally 10 minutes until we go here. What are your thoughts regarding the euro? And I know you were just mentioning the crosses. What crosses are you specifically looking at? And then we'll go over to Ryan and then Stelios.
Okay, really quick. Sorry, for me, the inside levels are 101, 20, 30, 102, 60, 70. Outside parity, 103, 40, 60. And outside of that, I think very big levels, 99 and 104, 70. I don't think that we are going to see those extremes, but who knows? I'm really open. They should do 50. They could do 25, and then it's up to the Frac tool to push the moves either side. I reckon.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm in the same camp as you. I think they should do 50, but they're probably going to do 25. It's hard to see Christine Lagarde hawkish. I don't. Well, I've never seen her hawkish. I don't remember, unless I'm wrong, but. One of the things that I want everybody to know about the euro, we are literally mid-range, and that happens a lot of times before big events. And I always tell people, and we going through analysis, whenever we're faced with a big binary event where you could see a massive move one direction or the other, you tend to be mid-range, and this really clearly just shows us mid-range between 101.20 and 102.80, and we're right smack dab in the middle right now. So I think a breakout is looming. I was talking to Chris Weston yesterday, and he last night for the trade-off says the market's pricing in some pretty big moves today. So that other thing we need to be aware of. So Ryan, good morning and or good afternoon where you're at. Hopefully you guys in the UK are staying a little cooler today. What are your thoughts here with the ECB? And by the way, if you guys haven't listened to Kman, who was just speaking, and Ryan, and gotten their analysis hours ago on the Flow Show, I don't know why you're not listening to the Flow Show every day. They're broadcasting live and it's free. And you can get to their show right here on the ForexAnalytix website. So sorry, Ryan, that was a long way of saying good morning. So what do you think? Is Ryan not here? Did I miss him?
I think he's here.
Oh, he's here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I muted on the screen.
Ryan, you were Mr. Fumbledore with your fingers on the mute button. I'll tell you.
Seems to get ready to trade me. Right. Yeah, ECB. I put a cheat sheet up in the chat room and on the live blog this morning for people to look at. Yeah, pretty much echoing what everyone's saying. It's a question of what they should do. We all think they should do 40 pips. You'll find it in the news and research if you're looking for that, Blake. They should go 50 pips. They're getting tight on the window to get rates up. Keep going.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Keep going. Here we are. Here's the cheat sheet. Wow, that's a hell of a cheat sheet, Ryan. Nice.
We've heard from plenty of
on your fingers and take a test.
We've heard from plenty of.
Someone did that. Okay.
We've heard from plenty of members what they are likely to do. They've pretty much all been banging on about 25 pips, even some of the most hawkish, Lagarde herself. So, will they want to shock the market by going through all that and then suddenly going 50? But, the meeting's a different thing. Everyone gets to have their say and put their thoughts in. So they could go 50. But that's where we're at. It doesn't matter what we talk now. It's all about what happens and where the market moves. And
in about 6 minutes. All right. Well, thanks, Ryan. And hey, I'd love the cheat sheet. If you guys are in the ForexAnalytix community, go to the news and research room right now. Read up on it. I'm kind of doing it. And we got Stelios actually coming in. Stel, how you doing? Good morning.
Hello. ECB
Mr. Macro, what do you think is going to happen with the ECB today, and what are you looking at aside from gold trading lower below 1,700? But what do you make of this euro?
As Ryan said, I think the market is not pricing 25. We're pricing a chance of 50, but the most likely scenario is at 25. The market is going to be disappointed with 25. There's no doubt about that. I personally think the chance of a 50 is a lot higher than the market thinks, but we're talking about the ECB. So I'm looking at the euro dollar, and 1035 is the big level. If they do 50, I think that's going to get tested, and a break above that negates the breakdown and makes it a false breakdown, and that's a very powerful bullish formation basically. So a break above 1035 is going to be very bullish. I'm going to be getting long with a stop below. Now, if they do 25 and they are not really hawkish on the presser, then the market is definitely going to be disappointed, and we're going to test the lows again, I think, parity. So it's a very binary event, and there's no middle ground. I think there's no way they can actually kind of muddle through it. It's do or die today, I think, and if they don't do 50, it's going to be very disappointing for the market and for me personally. I'll take it personally.
You're going to take it personally. The damn Greeks not getting enough money, so that's what's happening over there. Dale, I want to hear your opinion about gold after the ECB meeting and about precious metals. They're back under pressure again today.
Henrik Zeeberg is bearish. I rest my case.
Who?
Henrik Zeeberg.
Well, yeah, he wants 700, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bearish gold again. Yeah.
Dang. All right. Well, hey, I want to say that the euro dollar, let's just talk technically.
I hate gold.
I don't. Everybody hates that gold stuff.
I love silver.
All right. Hi ho, silver. So the euro's capped by the 50% retracement, just so everybody can see it, for this massive move that we've seen down from 106 down to parity or sub parity. We've been capped by a 50% retracement. It needs to be broken for us to test the 103.50 level. 103.50, the reason, if you don't know why it's such a big level, if you go back on a weekly chart, this is the big breakdown point from 2016, right?
Yeah,
so the break below that allowed us to make multi-decade lows, which we did. So that's how big that 103.50 level is going to be on the way back up. I'm bullish the euro near term, because I think even if we get a 0.25% hike, a dip in the euro down towards, or maybe even below 101, is going to provide a good buying opportunity. I think they're going to open the Nord Stream pipeline. So you probably want to be a buyer on dips, but today you can't just, like, if we dip down to 101, I don't think you can just buy it. I think you got to let it trade down below there, get all the longs out, let them get flushed out a little bit, let us get closer to parity, and then watch price action. But I am going to be looking to be a buyer somewhere down here today. So if we don't go straight up from here, but that's how I'm looking to play the euro right now. I do agree with you, Dale. I think the dollar is forming a important top. I talked about it on the trade-off yesterday. I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, that the dollar is looking to forge a big intermediate high. I don't know if it's the high, but I am trading against the highs now. So let's just put it in that respect. And one of the other things I need to point out is the sterling is trading like absolute garbage. We came out of this descending wedge. I expected more than the 50% retracement, but we couldn't even get past this 50% retracement here, which is just, it's heavy. It's heavy. And while we're below this 2050, I think we might trade back down to the 118, 20s. I don't know. I don't have any position, but the price action has been extremely bearish the last couple of days. What's that?
Right shoulder, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, maybe we can carve out a right shoulder, but that's kind of like the same, that if you're looking at an inverted head and shoulder pattern, it's kind of the same thing with crude, if we can form a low here. Okay, how much time do we have, Stel? What do we got?
50 seconds.
50 seconds. Okay, so let's pull up the euro. We're gonna keep it on a 15-minute chart here. Remember, this is the ECB statement. Press conference happens in about 15 minutes. So just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and grab, the calendar.
30 minutes for the press conference, Blake, 1:45.
Is it 30? Did they push it out?
Yeah, it all got pushed out.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you
morning,
very
Dale.
much. That I didn't see. There's another little.
Christine always
it's-
drinks champagne before the presser.
It's for us Greeks. We wake up a little bit late, so we need to have.
Yeah, I know you guys are lazy. It's like summer. We're at the beach. Give us a break.
Okay, let's
They're
go.
doing it for the Greeks. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, Fitty.
75. Oh, what's happening?
Oh, they've released the details, but not put the numbers up. Oh, bloody hell. Come on. Where are we? Oh,
Come on, man. Oh, well, the
Well, it
Euros.
must be a 50.
50-50.
50. There you go.
it is.
I
All
told
right,
you the
50,
chance is
thanks.
higher that they do 50 than people think.
So let's see if we can break 102.70. I doubt it's going to do it pre-presser because we got to find out about the the computer defragmentation tool. I'm joking about that, but we got to find, So so anyway, so ECB raises rates by a half a percent. So the market is somewhat pleased, but I think the details are going to matter. The US dollar Norwegian krona has slumped down towards its lows. The euro is near its highs. Look at some of the euro crosses. They're making moves. We got the euro dollar or euro yen, breaking above the 618 in a new trend highs here. The euro Aussie, big pivot off the 618 retracement. But it's got a lot of work to do. Euro Kiwi is trying to break out a little higher. Euro sterling looks good. We're at the 618 though. So
just looking through it all there, and this is just a quick run through.
Thank you.
There's no real talk on the future path of hikes, just that they may look to do more. So there's nothing about how steep or shallow that might be.
Got it. And maybe there's your hesitation because everybody's like, well, we are dealing with Christine Lagarde's ECB right now.
What does it mean going forward? Does it mean 50 at September, higher at September, lower at September, and December, and blah blah blah? So
Got
this
it.
is probably
Okay.
gonna get the pause till we get through into the presser.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Well, hey, while we're waiting on the presser that's coming up in a half an hour, is that that's what you said? I'm gonna. Yeah. Let me get back. Let me just. Not that I don't believe you, but I don't believe you. So
just get through the data, jobless claims, and fully fed.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we do have jobless claims, Philly Fed. We will be covering that live here before Dale brings on. Who are you bringing on today, Dale? Big Cheds.
Yeah.
Big Cheds. All right. And hey, why are you laughing, man?
I don't know, just his handle corrects me.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. I like it. It's different. I'm not going to forget it.
His videos, he's got a costume. Anyway, he's got a lot of fun.
Dale, you got a good sense of humor for having COVID, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this, Dale. You shouldn't be here tomorrow. I'm sure you're probably gonna feel a little under the weather the next couple of days, but even with those antivirals, you'll bounce back in a few days. But still, make sure you take tomorrow off, buddy.
I have an important interview with a new guy tomorrow. I'll be here.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
New
shoot.
guy.
All right. Well, we'll see how we'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear. But guys, we've had this big breakdown in gold, and we're going to come back to the euro. We'll keep an eye on it. But we've had this big breakdown in gold, and here we are, really coming into that 2021 multiple lows down here. This is the big W formation. Didn't quite get to where we had thought. This is a weekly chart, guys. These lines don't change much, but you can see how we are approaching really critical support here. So, Stelius, what happens to your family's holdings when gold sees $700? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. What happens here? No, what are your thoughts as we approach this 16,000? Or 1675, yeah.
Talking about 1680 for a while, and look, it's going to get tested. You have the that moving average also there, so this is going to be quite a powerful level. But the way things are trading, the way the central banks are more hawkish than expected, the way inflation is still elevated and rising, the short-term move, it's most likely to break it. The question then is what happens next. So I think there is a chance we're going to break, even though it's very strong support. The ideal scenario is we break, we go towards low 1600s, then we come right back up, and then never look back.
Can you imagine the stops that are like just
Yep.
like that are sitting around the 1660, 1650 level? I mean, you know what happens. I mean, I can just draw it out for you guys. You get these these levels that we come into, and you get people that are like, okay, I'm going to buy at 1700. I'm going to put my stop here, and then as we get closer, people are like, I'm going to get the risk reward is too great, so I'm going to stack my stops down here, and then we get really close, then more stops start building because people are continuously getting long, and then you get predators, that are like, now I'm sticking sell stops, here. And because I know everybody's stops are there. And as soon as the big cluster of stops get taken out, you dip. All the predators that got short, they get short. Just adds to all those sell orders. You hit like 161% extension near 1600, and then you go whoop straight back up again.
Yeah,
it's just kind of the thing that happens.
When stops are this obvious, most often than not, the market will go and test them.
Oh yeah,
we'll go and take them out, especially in the last, in the last 10 years or so, when you have algos running and all that. It's going to get tested. The end, it's running stops like that. It's one of the easiest ways that the big institutions, the big players can make money. So I think they're going to try and test that.
Yeah, just so you all know, Stelios, the market maker at a big bank for 20 years, is how he made money.
10, not 20.
That's for 10 years. That's how come you drove a Ferrari and an Audi R8 and blah 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 blah
for a quarter.
What's that?
He kicked people in the nuts for
a quarter.
That's
there
right,
you go.
for a quarter. If you weren't here yesterday, you have no idea what we're talking about. Awesome. All right. So, hey, look, we've got about 10 more minutes, and I know we've been covering the ECB. I really still want to keep an eye on the euro. The euro is nearing its highs of the session. We are approaching, this really critical 102.80 level. Remember, that's the 50% retracement. I'm long a little euro here. I'm short dollars. Kind of across the board, well, against several different currencies, but I'm not ignorant to the fact that we are closing in on some pretty key resistance today, and I'm not opposed to pulling off my dollar shorts as we get near 103.50. To be honest,
how about the yen, guys? Trying to make
yeah.
new highs, not yet though.
What do you think, Kman? I'm very reluctant to buy yen yet.
As a matter of fact, I bought a little dollar yen after the BOJ earlier this morning, and a little Canada yen, but the Canada yen is not playing ball. I also bought just a tad of euro yen on the ECB, although they don't say anything about the fragmentation tool. So on the euro yen, I'm going to be playing it really close to the chest. I think, yen, you can't really buy yen for longer than a couple of sessions unless commodities and oil and stuff like that start to really collapse. It's Kuroda just stuck in his barrel of sake, and he's just going on and on. He keeps the Bank of Japan well last in the queue. So I'm a little short yen.
Okay. Hey, I just looked up and I just noticed that Gregor Horvat's here. Gregor, are you mic'd up and ready to go? I know he was listening in, and I'm not sure if he's in front of his microphone right now or in front of. He is. Gregor.
Hey man, how are you?
Hey, good morning. Happy ECB today, buddy. How are you doing in your part of the Eurozone?
Well, I'm very good actually, and technically speaking, we are seeing a very nice response in the euro. As I said yesterday, as we spoke on the F.A.C.E, I see impulsive bearish turn from the lows, and I think that there is room for more upside, especially with the current decision. I think that we have legs to see further gains from in the sessions ahead. Actually,
are you saying that as a euro person, or are you saying that as a technician? I'm just Just kidding.
You're saying it as the
Just
wizard
kidding.
of waves.
We all
like
want
everything
to be stronger euro for sure.
We do actually. You know what? As an American, I want a stronger euro. To be honest, it would. You know, I think it'll help the equities and risk in general. So, but what are you seeing with the euro? And I'll pull up your analysis that we have here. On Elliott wave analysis through ForexAnalytix, but what are you ultimately seeing with the euro here?
Yeah, well, as you can see, there was a 5-wave down, and looks it's finished. And this recent turn to the upside towards 101 that we've been talking, well, that's an impulse that I've been discussing earlier. So I'm expecting more upside now, and if we see an overlap with that 103.60, okay. If that overlap happens, it means that bearish impulse, any bearish impulsive count will be invalidated. And that would be even more important bullish evidence going forward.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Hey, and you know what? I'm gonna take it off of the euro for a second, and I want to, and this is gonna this is a little random question here. I was meeting with Chris Weston from Pepperstone Securities last night doing the trade-off show. It's a weekly show that I joined them in Australia doing, and he was looking at the Canadian yen, and he had some clients that actually were looking at the Canadian yen as a reversal, and they had like, and I'll kind of draw it out for you based on my memory from last night. They were looking for, you know, this ending like move here and for it to reverse, but based on the counts that I'm seeing here in this Canadian yen, and the reason why I'm mentioning it is because Kman was just talking about the Canadian yen, and we are trading at like new highs right now. So, do you have any views on the Canadian yen? Or in the yen in general? Let me just leave it at that. In the yen in general, like, how do you feel about the dollar yen and where we're going?
Dollar yen for me, it's looking still like a potential top formation with that ending diagonal. We made a throw over, and now it's turning back into this wedge. So if we can break the lower side of a trend line, which is now actually being retested, well, then I think Japanese yen could actually see more upside. In such case, I would try to avoid CAD yen and would rather maybe focus on dollar CAD. I think that dollar CAD has much more downside potential. So I think that's much better play in this situation.
All right. Well, thank you, Greg. I appreciate your input this morning on the fly. Appreciate that. And for those of you that like to hear Greg's analysis or see his analysis, he obviously has his own service, but he's also part of the ForexAnalytix team, and he provides all the Elliott wave analysis inside of the 30 instruments that we do cover here on ForexAnalytix.
Can I ask Greg a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Greg, this rally we have going in S&P, are you looking at it as an X wave rally?
On the S&P 500?
Yeah, this recent rally, is it an X wave to you?
No, actually, what I'm looking at is the third leg of recovery. As I said last time with Blake, we are looking towards 4,000, and I think that there is still room for more upside, but I'm not sure if that would be a wave X. It could be actually a wave 3 of a new bullish interpretation, or even wave C. But in either case, I think that there is room for much more upside as long as we are above 3,900.
The rules on the next wave, Greg, could next wave actually blow to new highs and not fail at retrace levels?
Well, if it's an X wave, it's based on theory, it's much easier to follow if there is not a new high. Otherwise, it can be any complex correction.
All right. Thank you very much, bro.
All right, and appreciate your explanation there. Now, one last thing I wanted to ask, and this is oh shoot, we're almost like a minute from all this news. Hey, Ryan, really quick, did you have any comments that you wanted to fill us in really quick before this news happens?
I think we're going to need a lot more from Lagarde to get this higher. The market might be pausing and take a second wind, but it's not exactly a moon shoot we've done here on the surprise, which was a bit of a risk of buy the rumor, sell the fact. We knew that's which way the market was leaning.
Yeah.
But so far, we're not up to that key 103.40, 60 area, and that's still key for me. So if we can't get there on the guard, you've got to start to think that maybe we're not going as high as that.
Or maybe we
oh,
still
shoot,
get
I
that
didn't mean-
pullback that you were looking for, Blake, a day or two down the line.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
it didn't
Sorry.
happen today, you know what I mean?
Right. Sorry. I'm trying to pull up everything here. The data should be coming out. Keep an eye on everything. Sorry, guys. My charts just I have 6 screens over here, and everything just disappeared. So I'm putting everything back where it normally goes on my computer here. As you can see, some of the data that we've got, initial jobless claims a little weaker, Philly Fed. Data does matter now, guys, and the dollar's feeding into this little bit of weaker data. Remember, weaker data is good for risk. Good is bad, bad is good. I mean, bad is bad. Bad data is good for stocks, because people think that the Fed might have a pivot sometime sooner rather than later. So that's something that we should be paying attention to. Any last minute thoughts here before we change over? We do have, like I said, the press conference coming up here shortly. Any last minute things that we should be paying attention to? Oh, I'm sorry. This is what I wanted to ask. Not just you, Ryan, Kman. I know we have an interview coming up. Stelios, Nord Stream. What are you guys thinking here? Pipeline.
Well, they put it back on at the same rate as it was before the maintenance. So somewhere it's half a good news, but Germany will need more than just 40% to get through the winter to build up their reserves, in my opinion.
Right, and as we expect, that this is going to be good news, but it needs to come up to full capacity. So, is there any other headlines that came out regarding that? No. Okay. And there's a couple comments from some of our viewers, and I have to wholeheartedly agree. Look, if I was Russia, that's like the, your trump card that you keep close to the vest as you go into the winter months, right? You don't play that card now. This is something if you're Putin, you're gonna hold this one close, because if you want to cut everything off and really screw the Eurozone, you do that not this time of year, later on in the year. So, all right, it's going to be an exciting day today. Listening to the press conference in the next 15 minutes, there's no better place to be than in the ForexAnalytix community, because we will be chatting like crazy people there inside of the chat room, and you can see us all in here right now. Dale, have a great interview today. Dale, I really hope you get better quickly, and I hope this becomes just like a minor speed bump for you. Keep us abreast of what's happening. Grega, thanks for your feedback today and your analysis. Kman, as always. Ryan, and even you, Stelios. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, and Blake, it looks like Big Ched's would rather hang out with a quarter-pound beef patty today.
Whoa, he's not here?
No. So, yeah.
Well, hell. We can stick around for a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's stick around. Let's continue this conversation about equities, because I want to point out, and hey, this just gives us a little bit more time to chat about the markets, guys. And if he pops in, just let us know. Okay. So, I'm gonna take us over to the S&P really quick. So we've come out of this descending wedge. You can see that this is the wedge trend line, right? We broke above 37.40. We closed above it yesterday. We've been quietly just consolidating gains. And one thing about price action, I always like to try to explain this. What does not go down usually only has one other direction to go. So when you get a rally, an impulsive rally like this is how flags appear, right? You get a flag stick, an impulsive move, like Grega would say as an Elliottician. Then you get a consolidation, meaning sellers are not stepping in, and people that are trying to short the S&P right now are probably scratching their head, or maybe they're nuts as they get kicked in them, right? For a quarter. Get it? Joke from yesterday? No one got it. Okay. But you have this bullish price action. We're consolidating above that 39.40. To me, it looks like we are going to see the 161% extension next. That would take us up towards, whoops, shoot, I didn't want to do that. Reverse that. There we go. That would take us back up towards 4,100 next. Bullish pennant, 161% extension of the consolidation. We had a false breakdown. False breakdowns usually lead to what? Breakouts. So we have I think we make a move back to 4,100, which is the major breakdown point from February of this year. You guys have any thoughts here with equities? Crickets.
Yeah, it looks like
Crickets.
It looks like a minor consolidation here. Like
what's that?
Triangle. It looks like a triangle here above 3,950.
Yeah.
Way forward triangle looking for a break higher. So you have it.
All right. Thanks, Greg. And then it looks like Stelius had to disappear. Kman had to disappear. Ryan's still here. So Ryan, do you have any opinions about because everybody's got a belly button?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that the Feddy's data are very sucky. So I'm surprised if we see highs in stocks, unless the market's getting that usual. Oh, it must mean QE's coming again.
Well, that's and that's a great point. And I know you just made that very funny noise when saying that, and you said it in a certain way where you're like, but that's where we're at, right? Isn't that true? I mean, aren't we in a market where the bad data that we get, people start going, all right, well, maybe the Fed's just not going to be as hawkish. Maybe we won't get 75 basis points, for the next meeting, and we only get a 50. I mean, isn't that where we're at?
Yeah, probably, but you're not going to get QE again.
No, we're not going to get QE. We're just going to get less aggressive rate hikes, and that's to the market. That's gonna lift us back to 4,100, maybe even the 200-day moving average. Hell, we can.
Hell of a recovery in gold.
Yeah,
I don't think that lasts. I don't think that thinking lasts, Blake, because they're going to carry on with QT. They want to get the balance sheet lower. The punch bowl is going. It's gone. It's in the dishwasher. So if stocks are running up because they think the ECB, the Fed are going to start pumping again, I think that's very misplaced.
It's in the dishwasher.
I was wondering why your wife told us that she's seen her husband on his knees crying at the dishwasher.
It's the one that goes round and round, right?
Right.
Man, you're the best.
But hey, I couldn't agree with you more. Look, we've had 13 years of a party. 13 flipping years, guys and gals. I mean, we have been partying like it was like we were partying like it was 1999 with Prince for the last 13 years. We actually were trying to hang up our party shoes back in 2019, and then COVID came. And COVID came, and we got to party some more. And it's like, man, it's been like a nonstop party for 13 years. And you're right, that punch bowl is gone.
It's not easy to come off of ecstasy.
Is it?
Tell us.
I've heard. Tell us, Dale.
I've heard. Anyway.
All right.
I've read about it.
You've read about it. All right, guys. Well, hey, look, I want to say thank you all for being here. Greg, again, thanks for popping in unexpectedly. We're always happy to have you. Ryan, thanks for hanging out. Dale, sorry, Chad, excuse me, couldn't make it. But thank you all for your continued support. As always, make sure you check out the Trader Funding Program. And come join us in the ForexAnalytix chat room. It's only $1. We'll see you in there, to try it out for 10 days. See you in there for the press conference. Dale, I'm going to pass it over to you. And guys, I'll see you on the Morning Edge in about a half an hour's time.
Okay, everyone. So be here tomorrow for Mike Singleton at Invictus Macro. So you'll get some nice macro from him.
Hope you feel better.
And everyone have a great day trading. And this is why. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings, and your health is your wealth. Adios, everybody. See ya. Thanks for
Dale.
the well wishes. See ya.
Yeah, get well soon, Dale.
Thanks, buddy.